Hello and welcome. My name is Jaxson Messerly, and this is the vlogumentary about me in my quest to become a professional model. Fitness model specifically, someone who can not have their shirt on and still look good. Yeah, this is that story. So first thing, I'm gonna hold my phone like this so I can actually hold it. First thing I'm gonna show you is a book by Tim Ferriss called The 4-Hour Body, which, if you have not read, you should probably read it if you're interested in this kind of thing at all. So, I don't really need to lose fat. What I need to do is gain weight. So, I'm doing a variant on the slow carb diet, as he calls it in this book. Under the chapter Subtracting Fat, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that is very useful. So let me just read to you the 5 basic rules. My apologies. The 5 basic rules of the slow carb diet are no white carbohydrates, including anything that can be white. Examples include rice or bread, any grains, anything like that. No carbohydrates from those sources. Rule number 2, it's easiest if you eat the same meals over and over again. So have a few of the same meals prepared so that you can just eat them and you don't have to worry about cooking stuff or whatever. Just have them ready to go. Rule number 3, no liquid calories. That should be fine for me, as I haven't had anything but water in the last 10 or more years, so that's cool. I will have to give up some of those fashion drinks, but that's okay. I have them so rarely it doesn't really matter all that much. Rule number 4, no fruit. Fruit contains fructose, which is a sugar, which is the thing that we're trying to avoid on the slow carb diet. So no fruit. And rule number 5, you must take off 1 day per week and go nuts. So eat whatever you want. For me, that will probably be Sundays, because my family cooks a lot of stuff on Sundays, like mashed potatoes and all that. So that's some good stuff. So that's the basic rules. But there's other things in this book that I don't have bookmarked, so I'm not going to show you them, but I will talk about them. There is a rule for 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of you waking up, every day. So, to do that, I got some Premier protein bars that have exactly 30 grams of protein in them. You can see it right there. So, between these and the weight loss, or not weight loss, but I have protein, the same company, Premier Protein shakes downstairs in my fridge. So I eat those as well as a little bit of yogurt to have more protein. But for me, I always need a lot of fiber. And I should warn you now that if you're watching this show, if you're watching this vlogumentary, I'm not going to edit stuff based on how gross it is. So yeah, if it becomes relevant, you're going to hear about my bowel problems that I've had for several years, which is what I'm going to talk about now. So, I have to have more fiber than the average person. I would say I probably have to have 50% more fiber than the average person to just have a regular digestive thing going on. And I usually supplement that with these Fiber One brownies, 90 calories or whatever. So this kind of defeats the whole point of the slow carb diet. But I absolutely need the protein. Otherwise I will become horribly constipated for weeks at a time, and like painfully so. So I have these too, these fiber capsules. So I can take 6 of these or eat 1 brownie, or I could take 12 of these and eat 2 brownies, which is usually what I do. I do have these, so in case the weight gain, weight lossy kind of whatever is supposed to happen doesn't work, I can switch to those and try that out as well. So the other thing is, with 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up, but you need an extremely large increase in protein to be able to build muscle and to gain weight, which is what I'm trying to do. I just don't want to gain fat, so I don't want sugars, I want proteins and exercise. So there's a little chart in there that I figured out. I need approximately 150 grams of protein every day. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat either any of those things. That much protein in a single day It's extraordinarily difficult for someone like me. I can barely even get close to that number, but hopefully between doing this and doing exercises and a bunch of other things, I will be able to accomplish those goals. I'm standing right here looking in the pantry, so I'm like remembering what I'm supposed to talk about in this first episode. So that's the diet that I'm doing. There's also a thing that I might try and add later for rapid weight gain called the GMOD, which is gallon of milk a day. So every day you must consume a gallon of milk along with all the other stuff that you're eating. Now, I have extraordinary stomach problems, which is part of the reason I was inspired to even try and do this like diet thing, was to just help me get over that kind of stuff. And a large part of that is the fact that one day in 8th grade, in fact it was the very first day of 8th grade, I woke up with the flu and it never went away. That was back in 2000, I think it was in 8th grade in 2000. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to take off my shirt. Not this shirt, just the shirt. It's too hot in here. Hold on. So, that was back in 2000. So I woke up with the flu one day, like, you know, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, that kind of stuff. And it never went away. And I still live with it today. And nobody knows what's wrong. I've seen 100 doctors. Nobody can tell me anything useful. Though I have found that kinesiologists and chiropractors have helped me feel better than, like, traditional doctors and that kind of stuff, working with nerves and muscle groups and different things. So I take a lot of supplements. These are 5,000 IU capsules. I take at least 4 of these every day, just to have regular amounts of vitamin D. And I know that I need vitamin D because I've had lots of blood tests done, which if you've watched my other video blogs, I have a couple of those on there before I started doing this show thing. So I've done a lot of blood tests. And I know I'm very low on vitamin D pretty naturally, and as are most people. So I take a lot of vitamin D as prescribed by my doctors and people of that sort. I also am extremely low on testosterone naturally, like below clinically safe levels, and very high on estrogen. So I'm on an estrogen blocker and a testosterone increaser, but along with those, they're not direct replacements for testosterone because I want to be able to have kids and testicles later in life. So I'm actually on a pill that is prescribed for like pregnant women, but if you take it for a man, if you are a man and you take it rather, then your body converts it into testosterone instead of estrogen, especially with the estrogen blocker. So that's also a thing. I also have a gym membership to Planet Fitness where I will be following the workout regimen for muscle and weight gain in the 4-hour, I'm pointing at the 4-hour body right there, there's a book right there. There's a workout regimen in there that recommends a bunch of different things, and then I will have my mom, who usually goes to the gym with me, film a couple of those exercises, and I will have them up probably a couple times a week, depending on how many times we go, maybe once or twice a week, and then I'll have like nutritional kind of updates and things for this channel. So that's it. That's me starting my journey. So at some point I'm going to lay out a plan, so hopefully like later this week, maybe even tomorrow, I'll lay out a plan for kind of like goal lists or milestones that's like, you know, get into shape for this many months. I have a friend of mine set up to do headshots for my face to build like a portfolio for modeling agencies and then try and get a contact or an agency somewhere to do that kind of stuff. But I'm doing all that after I get my braces off, which I go in a week to see if I can basically get them off right now. And I don't have my rubber bands in because I just ate one of those protein bars I was talking about. The other thing I should mention is my sleep schedule is really, really, really bad. If you're unfamiliar with me, pretty much my whole life, like even as a little kid, I would stay up until 11 or midnight, just kind of naturally on my own, and then sleep into the sort of late mornings. And then it got much worse as a teenager. And then kind of as a young adult, early like 20s and stuff. I went to Japan for a year, and by the time I got back, I was never able to get anything even remotely consistent going on. So I have a sleep tracker in my phone that I've been using to track my sleep. Both like in all the details. It's called SleepBot. You should check it out if you're interested in that kind of thing. It records your movements of your phone, so you leave your phone next to your pillow, so the accelerometer in there will record how much you move around, and if you say anything in your sleep, it records stuff like above a certain sound threshold, and it tells you what time you fell asleep and what time you woke up and how many hours that is, and the average time that you go to sleep and the average time that you wake up and all this other kind of stuff. So it's really useful, especially for someone like me, who almost always goes to bed about 6 in the morning and then wakes up at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, which is why it's dark outside. I just got up. I've been up for like 2 hours, or 3, yeah, 3 hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 3 hours. So I've been awake for about 3 hours. So sleep is something I'm also looking forward to trying to like get onto a normal thing. I mean, it's fine if I go to bed at like 1 or 2, because that's often what time my friends go to sleep or whatever, and then get up, you know, whatever 8 to 9 hours is after that, or 7 hours depending on whatever I figure out in the sleep stuff. I just want it to be more normal. It's really hard to like get stuff done in the day if you're asleep. So yeah, that's a thing. And I believe that's everything that I wanted to mention. So milestone like chart, like, you know, certain days to have stuff kind of completed by. I don't necessarily have a goal weight, because based on previous history I've never been able to ever gain weight ever in my life, no matter what I've done, including just eating a ton of ice cream, and like I have a weight gain powder that I'd used during college and before college, which seemed to make my muscles better, but I didn't gain any weight. So I'm going to go into the bathroom here as the final thing for this little video and stand on the scale here and then read what it says. Now, I've never ever been more than like 128 pounds, and since I've been in that range, I've never gone under 120, no matter what I've tried to do. Eating more, eating less, exercising more, exercising less, any combinations of those. And so I'm going to predict that it's going to be 123, according to this. And so there you go. I am 3 pounds off. I am 126. 126 is my current weight, though I do believe that weight is a pretty bad indicator of health. It's a side product of health. It's not an indicator of health. If you are healthy, you will have less weight than someone who is unhealthy, who will have more weight. In my case, I just kind of want to not be so scrawny looking, which even if I don't gain any weight but gain quite a bit of muscle, that will be satisfactory for the modeling stuff that I have in mind. So yeah, got a bunch of beans. Oh yeah, so that was, sorry, I forgot one whole very important thing. So with that diet that I mentioned, the slow carb diet, I read you the 4 rules. But it's oftentimes easier to remember if you just read the things that you can eat. So, proteins, chicken breast, beef, fish, pork, egg whites, legumes, lentils, also called dal or black beans or pinto beans or red beans or soybeans, and vegetables, spinach, mixed vegetables including cauliflower, broccoli, cruciferous vegetables, sauerkraut, kimchi, asparagus, peas, broccoli, green beans. So I bought a bunch of that kind of stuff. So I just got back from Costco and I have some like lentils, and I bought a bunch of beans, and I have a whole freezer full of vegetables, and my family often eats salmon, and I have canned salmon as like a backup. So I'm pretty much good to go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I will be back with another video very soon. A couple times a week is the current scheduled thing. And yes, I know my facial hair doesn't work well for modeling. It's a totally other thing that I'm doing. By the time that I get that done, this should be gone or trimmed or better or whatever. Also, these are my home glasses, so don't worry about that either. I wear contacts most of the time. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Hopefully I will see you again soon. I'm sorry, I'm used to doing my video blog endings. Whatever. Bye.